Hey everybody, welcome to another Buddy Reviews. Today we're checking out this placard right here. This placard is the Onward Research Crye AVS / JPC 2.0 placard, or SPC. And when you get one of these bad boys, sometimes they'll have this tag here, sometimes they won't. This one actually had the tag that said Onward Research, light placard, Crye attachment, squadron, coyote, and this part number. The one I got originally, I ordered the coyote. They accidentally sent me a Ranger Green. They were really awesome. By the way, their customer service was fantastic. They shot this guy out to me pretty quick and then sent me the information on how to send the Ranger Green one back. And I was really happy with that. They were very Johnny on the spot with it. And even though there was mistakes, I mentioned them, hey, ordered this and I got this. Didn't give me any guff. Super nice guys. Super great customer service. The Ranger Green one I had, though, did not have this label. And a buddy of mine had one, too, and his didn't either. So maybe it's just a newer iteration, newer run. But it is nice that they've got that. The big, gigantic Onward Research made in the USA right there. As you can see back here, we have 4 attachment points. So these are actually laser cut squadron pieces, and the laminate. And it is nice to see that because on a Crye stuff, it is just some gross grain. Not that it really matters, but it is a nice little touch. And then we have a bunch of hook back here to hook it up to the Crye, so it works great. This one will not work without an adapter on any other play carrier. Now, Axel does make a cool product that would make this work with a Ferro. I'll put a card up if you want to see that review, because I reviewed it already. It's pretty nice. And this would be nice on a Ferro Concepts, I won't lie. I would love to see them make a version. Hold on. They do make a version of this that is Swift clip. Now, I don't know if that one has the ability to remove those clips and put G-hooks. If it does, that would be pretty rad, and I would be all in for that. But anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. So the whole thing is made of laminate and elastic. For 6 magazines, it is a very slim profile. We're talking, let me do it this way, about roughly 2 inches. I have another placard that I reviewed recently, and when you have it filled up, it's easily 3 to 2.5, 3.25 inches in like thickness when you have it on your rig. This thing is considerably slimmer, and I'm not sure exactly why. I'm assuming it might be because just the materials it's made of and how everything kind of sits and works together. And you'll notice I've got a bunch of different magazines in here. I have PMag, AK-74. I've got 2 HK-53 mags, a Stenag, and another PMag. 7.62 by 39 mags will fit. I don't like how they fit, and it's a little kind of like fist fight into this, but I just think this is kind of your ideal zone to be in when it comes to magazines. You have little retention points here for like a Sharpie or a chem light on the sides. That is nice. These are always great. Usually I would have a red Sharpie right here and IR chem or a Viz chem, maybe for a buzzsaw or something on the sides. And you do have a small bit of elastic down here for a tourniquet. Very small, tight package. Gives you kind of some really mission essential basic shit at your fingertips. No admin-y stuff, just fighting load type shit. Okay, let's get some of the mags out of here. Let's talk about the cells themselves, kind of how they're stitched and how they're made. Get the chem light out. Then pull. I will say, when you first start messing with one of these, it feels a little awkward, but that kind of goes away pretty quick. I know, it felt funky when I had it on my AVS, when I had it all stacked up. It just felt strange, kind of trying to pull from it. I don't know if that's just me. It might just be my hands being kind of weird, but it wasn't like a learning curve, but it took me a minute to kind of be like, oh, okay, this is kind of how I'm going to pull everything out of here. It does come with some shot cord and pulls to put up here to run them through. If you really want to, you can. I don't really see the need, and I haven't done it yet, but I do have them. I think the retention is more than enough with the elastic, just like a 10-speed pouch from like Blue Force gear, to run 3 mags up front without extra retention. But if you were doing my dynamic stuff like fast roping or jumping or a lot of maritime operations, I could see why you would want the other top pulls. Everything is overhand knotted 1/8 shot cord with squadron, or I think it's squadron, or just laminate. Laminate pulls sewn together with some nice box stitches, as you can see right here. Very easy. It's a very simple thing, but it's nice. You can remove these, so you don't have to run them if you don't want to. I think the retention is just loose enough that this is kind of necessary as far as these main cells. I feel like if we're going a little too dynamic, you might lose a magazine. Excuse me. The sewing is really good. You got this little errant strand here. That wasn't there when I first got it. It just kind of worked itself loose. I'm not that worried about it. It still is good stitching and quality. Now, the only real problem I've had at all, you start to see some abrading here on the elastic, and that is from the metal lips on this Tokyo Marui, which are very similar to actual feed lips on a magazine. So if you were running metal stinags, you might start getting a little abrasion right there. It doesn't seem to care or do it on real PMags. Do I have that PMag around here? Nah, I think I put it away. It seemed to be fine with the fake PMags and the real ones. I didn't have that issue, but the stinags, they can get a little cutty. So keep that in mind. Pouch is extremely light. I need to get like a little scale so I can start weighing like this. But it's next to nothing. You take the tourniquet out, it's like ounces. It is so light. Nice structural form because of the laminate and how it's cut. And they do have two little ports cut, laser cut into it for like drainage. So that is a cool touch. Overall, I think it's a nice piece of gear. Oh, because it is AVS related, Crye related, it does have the little button for securing it to AVS or a JPC, so that's kind of cool. It is specifically made for the AVS. I dig it. I like how slim and low profile it is. Now, putting it on your AVS, like any other AVS pouch, I've got my AVS right here that I had it on before we started the review. It's just like any other AVS product, or Crye product. You're gonna run it through here, secure them in there, flap it down, and then it's going to look like that on your plate carrier. It's pretty cool. I like it. It is, man, that's hard to explain. It is a nice piece of kit. It is very slim, very low profile. I'm still out on whether I like it more than some of the other placards I've used, but I do like the fact this allows me to run 6 magazines on an AVS in a very lower profile manner than I can with some other stuff, or it gives me more magazines in order, and then I can just kind of be like, okay, I've got my 6, or I can just run my 3 on the face, but I still have these elastic cells to run 1 extra, or some other random stuff I might need, versus a Crye front flap where I'm just 3 mags. That's it, nothing else. I like the fact that you can plus up or plus down. It is nice. Again, like I talked about before, as far as getting used to like pulling, I did have some issues with the comm sled and this. It felt awkward, or it looks really awkward. It looks like it's going to not allow me to pull the mag, but I was able to get them out with no problem and re-index them. So I think it's more just, I wouldn't say an optical illusion, but it's just me. It's a personal thing. Overall, price isn't terrible. It's about $100. That can be pricey for some people. I think it's worth the money for the fact that it is a lightweight option. I mean, ounces equal pounds, pounds equal pain. It is very lightweight. It feels like nothing when it's on here, when it's empty, and it does give me the ability to have a full combat load on this AVS and go out and goof around. If I was still doing deploying type and active duty, I would have loved to have this because it is lightweight and it gives me a full combat load. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. Hope you guys still the guys review. As always, man, get out there, play some Airsoft, give the Onward Research a try. You'll probably like it, especially if you do like AVSs and Crye JPC 2.0s. Anyway, hopefully I'll see you on the field. Peace.